Special thank you to our sponsors of Russ Rios Live, the Boulder Falls Inn of Lebanon, Oregon, and Muggs Coffee House in Lebanon, Oregon. For more information on Boulder Falls Inn and their amazing conference facility, go to boulderfallsinn.com. And for more information on Muggs Coffee and their amazing coffee in Lebanon, Oregon, call 541-497-7245. Hey everybody, welcome to Russ Rios Live this Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am so glad that you're here today. I have a barn burner today with so many amazing people that are experts in the area of branding and just connecting with people. And today we are going to have an amazing discussion. And I am so glad you joined us today. It's going to be great. You are here on Russ Rios Live, and we're here every Monday, or excuse me, not every Monday, every Thursday. Wrong show. Every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for your listening and viewing pleasure. And you know what? What a blessing this community is. What an amazing, amazing blessing just to have all of you coming to spend time with us today. And I want to tell you how much I appreciate that, because you know what? Your time is valuable. So today we are going to add value to you as we talk about branding and talk about why you are your brand. And you know what? I'm all about connecting, and so many of you have been connected with me for a long time. And these amazing friends that are here today, most of them have been connected a really long time, but a few of them one of them just got connected today. So we're going to have a really good time. But you can connect with me at russhedge.com. That's russhedge.com. Easy. If you know my name, you know where to go. I'm just a simple-minded guy, and I like to keep it simple, which I think is really a good thing to do for everybody. Well, as we're talking branding, keep it simple. Go to russhedge.com. You can connect with me any way you like. Social media, my email, my phone number. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar to Zoom with me. And I would love to connect with you. You know, this year again, in 2024, my goal is to connect with at least 1,000 new people. And I would love for you to be one of those people. You know, it sounds like a lot, but the last 2 years, I have knocked that out of the park. 1,000 people in the last 2 years, each year. And we're going to do that again this year. And how do you do that? By intentionally connecting with people. So I would love to intentionally connect with you. Also, I would love if you would subscribe to our YouTube page. I'm telling you, I try to keep it simple there too, because you know what? It is such a great community there on YouTube where there's a one-stop shop for everybody. And all you do is go to russreels.live. That's right. russreels.live will take you directly to my YouTube page. In fact, if any of you are out there right now and you're not already subscribed, open a separate tab right now. Go up there, type in russreels.live and subscribe today. What does that do for you? Well, I tell you what it does. It gets you amazing content from all of the friends that I have that bless me and you with coming on and sharing their value. And I'm telling you, there is a lot of shared value up there. So russreels.live is a place to go. Love to have you be part of our community there. And I'm telling you, today is going to be action-packed with value. So you don't want to miss it, and you don't want your friends to miss it. So share it. Share. Get it out there. Tag your friends. Okay. Use the little @ sign. Type in your friends' names. Tag them. Tell them they need to be here to watch this today. So all of you guys, be engaged. Come on in. And when you get in the comments, let us know who you are, where you're calling from, or where you're watching from. And you can also engage with the other people in the comments as well. It's a great place to connect with other people. So you want to start at just more connecting, more collaborating. Jump into the comments, say hi, and let us know where you're watching from today too. Would love to know where everybody's at today. We have a cast of amazing people here from all over. So it'll be amazing as we bring them in today. And we're going to get started with that here in just 1 second. But last but not least, behind me, my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, and my other books are all available at russhedge.com, or you can go to Amazon. For Befuddled, you can go to any online bookseller. I just have been so amazingly blessed to write 4 collaborative books over the last about 8 months. So much fun coming together with amazing people, authors, and writing these books. Some of them have been my cancer journey shared, some of them have been other stories from my life. But the amazing thing is being able to come together and work with others. And that is what I love about Russ Reels Live, because we're bringing all these great minds together. So I'm just going to sit back and listen and learn today. And I hope you are too, because it's going to be a ton of fun. So, all right, we're going to get the show started. I always start ladies first, and we've got a few ladies, and we're going to go from who is the furthest away. So I think we're going to bring Kristine in first because she's coming in from Sydney, Australia. Welcome, Kristine. How's it going?
It's good, thank you. And thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, you are so welcome. You know what a blessing it was to get connected with you and all that you're doing. And this is your first opportunity to be on Russ Reels Live. So I'm so excited you're here. Here's how we start off. Give everybody a little snapshot. Who is Kristine and what are you all about?
So try and keep it short. I'm Kristine Bell. You can hear the accent. I'm not actually Australian. I'm Danish, but I've lived in Australia for 18 years. My husband is American, just to confuse everyone. And we've got Mike Asherbron on here from Hounds, and he always makes fun of my accent. So I'm sure he will in the comments too. So I'm all about getting to know our customers, getting to know our real target market in terms of who they are, what are their emotional needs, how can we connect with them emotionally, how can we align our offer with their needs and wants and their desired outcomes. So it's really around your unique value proposition and marrying that with your ideal customers, and then making sure that that comes through in everything we do and say. And that's what I'm all about. I work with small businesses. I've got 25 years experience working in big advertising agencies as a strategy, brand consultancy, innovation, and qualitative in-depth market research, where we really get to know people. And that's what I'm all about, connecting and getting to know people.
And I love that. You know, this is what we have in common. First of all, you just have a heart for people and you're all about connecting and getting to know people. And I love people, including our next guest, Mary Fain Brandt, who's coming into the house, has been friends for a long time. Amazing. How's it going, Mary?
Thanks for having me back. This is like the 4th or 5th time.
I know. Well, that's because you're so amazing. I just have to keep bringing you back on.
No, but thanks for having me. It's been a while, and I'm excited. The people that you have on this panel, I'm just excited to meet all them. I've been sending connection requests, like Kristine, I sent you one, and the other guests. I want to get connected with everyone.
Well, that is so great, and that is awesome. Way to really, I love bringing people in when they don't all know each other because it helps with kind of a fun conversation. People just getting to know each other. So, speaking of getting to know people, Mary, tell us all about you and what you're all about.
It's a 2-hour show, right? Oh, okay. No, I have 30 seconds. Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Fain Brandt. I'm a LinkedIn strategist and speaker. I'm also a certified AI consultant. So before I go into that, a couple of things that I love is community, connection, and coffee. So I'm all about bringing people together and connecting them. That's kind of my special talent, my God-given talent, I like to say. I'm a coffee connoisseur. I love making my Nespresso and cold brews at home. And finally, I recently became a certified AI consultant in December. And I love, my whole thing is keep the human in the AI. Right? It's not about you're going to lose your human aspect when you're using AI. AI helps with the ideations. It helps get your ideas all in order, gets you out of your head, and helps you work faster. But my whole thing is human creativity, AI efficiency. So that is my big thing for 2024, helping entrepreneurs and small business owners harness the power of AI while keeping the human eye on it.
Yeah, that is so amazing because that is so true. You need to keep that human part of it, but AI is a big help with things. And especially speaking of great humans and keeping the human part involved in all that we're doing, Kara here in Salem with Casey Creative is amazing. Hello, Kara.
Hi, it's so good to be back on here again. This is so fun.
It's so fun to have you here. And, you know, I mean, the smiles keep getting better. So, Kara, give everybody a little snapshot. Who is Kara and what are you up to?
Yes. So, hi, I'm Kara. I own KC Creative. We are a social media management agency with a little add-on. So we specialize in the hospitality industry, but we do work with all sorts of other industries. Just our niche is hospitality, hotels, restaurants, and we're getting our feet wet into wineries now as well. And then I recently just rolled out a new service called Fractional CMO, Fractional Chief Marketing Officer. This is a fun, holistic approach to marketing where I get to oversee and assist businesses with their overall marketing efforts. And that's what's so fun, is to help with the whole picture and not just a portion with the social media.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, all the things that you're doing, you are just really, I mean, it's amazing what you're doing in our community. And you and I can actually go out, speaking of coffee, Mary, and Kara and I could go out and have coffee because we're only about 5 minutes apart here. So, yes, it is amazing. The next person I want to bring in here, I'm hoping Cammie is ready to go because we got to get all the ladies in the room first. But I'm going to wait till she shows up on camera. And if she doesn't show up pretty quick, I'm going to bring one of the guys on. And so I know that she is busy bee and trying to get through everything this afternoon, jumping on with us. And I appreciate that. But first, it looks like we're going to bring Mike in next because he's ready to go. Come on, Mike. How's it going?
It is going well. I am just enamored with the other guests here. I'm honored to be here.
Well, we're honored to have you here, and thanks so much for being here. Give us a little snapshot, Mike. Who is Mike Peterson? What are you up to?
Again, I could probably follow Mary and say this is only a 2-hour show, right? I'm a complex being that is simple. I'm a husband and a father of 2 daughters who are getting ready to leave the house, so we're on that journey. But beyond that, I'm a marketer, but I'm a marketer for the people first. So I'm also what I would call a strategic problem solver, and I have a passion for people's stories. I don't think that we go through all the things that we go through in life by accident. We need to share those messages with other people and get those out there so that we can make an impact. And that's where I really like to help businesses align their marketing with that message and get clarity around sharing that.
Yeah, I mean, stories are so important in all that we're doing. And speaking of great storytellers, we got a duo here, the Rick and Ray duo coming in the house. Here they are. Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, so oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, so glad you're here. And Ray is a brand new friend of about 10 minutes ago. So, Ray, glad to have you with us.
Thanks for letting me join and slide on in.
There you go. So, Rick, take it away. Who are you?
So
you guys both can tell you're a little bit one at a time. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my name is Rick Saffeels. I'm the owner of Saffeels Social Media and the director for the local Oregon Legacy Builders. And so we're helping out people here specifically in Oregon for the local Oregon Legacy Builders to be able to tell their part of their story. We're helping them build their legacy as they continue to build it for their families, multi-generational, or their communities. We're not trying to partner with millionaires or governors or different people like that. We're looking to partner with people who have a brick and mortar, run it out of their garage. They're running out of the small business store, even at workspaces and different things like that. So we love partnering with chambers of commerces and cities and things that are larger entities and developers. But our main pocket is just being able to work with small businesses and coaching them. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ray.
Snaps up for that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
My name is Ray White. I am the honorary legacy builders here, joining in and with Rick here. But organizational development strategist. I help leaders develop communities where every identity belongs and thrives. A lot of content creation centered on that, podcasting as well to help share your voice in that way. And
yeah, I mean, we're both authors.
We're now authors.
Yeah.
So we've written books as well.
Mine looks like that.
I
didn't bring my copies, so you can also get it online. But I drew that up while we were talking. So
it's amazing.
That's amazing. Way to go, Rick. Way to get that in that there. You two, that's amazing. And I have been blessed to work on several books. In fact, one of the first book I did behind me one of the most amazing friends who now we've been friends for years, but we were brand new friends. Cammie, she came right in, read my book, wrote a review, an endorsement on the book. Hey, Cammie, how's it going?
Hi guys, I made my camera work. Oh my gosh, crazy. Sorry. How you
All
guys
right.
doing?
Well,
So good to see you.
we're good. We see you good. I can't hear you super good, but we see you great. So,
Okay, great. Is that better?
there you
Any
go.
means?
That's a little bit
Hello.
better. It's
Sorry,
getting
guys.
better by the
I
minute.
can turn.
There you go.
I can do this too. Does that help?
That-
Okay,
that
great.
helps,
Awesome. All right. I got this little focus right, so I just turned it up a little bit. Really great to see you guys, and really great to be here because Russ is one of my favorite people. Let's just start with that. And I am a consultant and a coach, and I work with PR and marketing and business consultants and coaches as well to help them on their pathway to mastery and to shine. So I help them to grow their visibility online. And so I guess, that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about today is just how do we do that, especially in the world of AI, which I also really love, by the way. And I've been working with AI for several years. So you and I need to have a conversation. It's fantastic. I've been doing a lot of consulting work on that as well. And in the end of the day, we're going to need to stand out. And so I'm all about how do you stand out online these days? And I think it's a lot about that personal brand. So I'm really excited about this conversation.
Yeah, it is. This is going to be great. It's getting better by the moment already. And, I'm going to bounce back here really quickly to Kristine first. And, the important thing I think with really getting yourself out there is building a community, because it's hard to build a brand and find your ideal client if you have no community, right, Kristine?
100% correct. We can have the greatest offer, we can have the greatest intention, but if we're not out there and we're not visible, no one is going to find us. And so, yeah, totally agree with you, building community. And that's come from being in business 8 or 9 years. I started working with big businesses because that's where I came from. But then the lockdown happens in Australia, and they're pretty harsh, and my business kind of went down, and I had to start a new business, which is my passion, which is working with small business owners, figuring out a new offer, and then finding them. Yeah. And the one thing I found was I was getting really lonely. And we don't have to be lonely in business because we all go through the same challenges. So I started putting myself out on LinkedIn, didn't know what I was doing, super scared, but I did it anyway. And I said, hello, here I am. And here's my video that I edited 1,200 times. But, people liked it. 23,000 actually saw it and were really nice to me. And I found that LinkedIn is actually full of really lovely people. So I started connecting left, right, and center with people. And that's how I met Mike Ashebrunner from the House of Business. This is how I met you too, Russ. It's through this, literally just building community. And then I started my Snappy Chats, which is on my Wednesdays, your Tuesdays, which is a live event, which is actually all about just connecting with small business and learning and growing together. And I find that when we go through challenging times, and we all do in business, I'm sure, having a community that knows what we're going through is super important for staying resilient and staying persistent and keep putting yourself out there.
Well, it's so awesome. And for those people that don't know, if you're wishing for Friday, Kristine is already in Friday while we're in Thursday. So we are living in the future through Kristine at the moment. And,
Exactly.
I love what you talk about as far as, the people and building community and taking just the risk of putting yourself out there. And when you look for good people, like on LinkedIn, Mary, you find good people. And a little something about LinkedIn.
I do. It's I always like to say it's my playground of choice. There are a lot of social media platforms out there, and they all serve a purpose, but I believe everyone should be on LinkedIn because that's where you grow your professional network, and it's served me well. I started my business in 2016 not knowing anything about running a business. So it's been, I don't know, what am I going on, 8 years now? Also, I just want to piggyback on what you had said about, having a community, right? So I'm originally from San Diego. I moved to Arizona 3 years ago in the middle of the pandemic, and I didn't know anyone here. So I had Tisha Marie on my show when I was in San Diego, and when we could actually meet in person, she was the first live person I met here in Arizona. but having a strong network on LinkedIn did help me, meet some people over here. Russ, I think you know Russ Johns over here. He lives like 2 minutes from me now. I'm so excited. But my point is, I built this network on LinkedIn. When I moved here, I hadn't met these people. I didn't know anyone. I got to meet a few people in person. And that thing about just get on LinkedIn, yes, high five. It's not as scary as you think. You have to put yourself out there. You can't expect people to come knocking at your door. That really dates me. Okay, you can't expect people like dropping in the DMs, right? You have to nurture your connections. And when I moved here, and after the pandemic, I was craving in-person events and they weren't happening. And in San Diego, I put on LinkedIn Local San Diego. So I thought, Mary, when you're missing something, right? What do? You go out and build it. You do it yourself. So I decided, okay, I'm going to bring back LinkedIn Local Phoenix from the ashes because it had died. And for 2 years, I ran LinkedIn Local Phoenix here. And it served its purpose. When I talked to my business coach, I was like, oh, I think I'm done with it. She's like, but it served your purpose. You wanted to meet local businesses, local business owners, and get your name out there. And so that kind of piggybacks on just getting out there. You have to take the first step. You can't expect someone else to do it for you.
No, you're totally right. And in fact, whatever way you choose to do that, it's a matter of getting into the environment and the circles where you want to meet people, right, Kara? It's the kind of people, and that's where we get to the branding. You need to get what you're really all about to the people that really care what you're all about, right?
It's about building that community again, getting your word out. I was just talking about this earlier today on a mastermind, one of my weekly masterminds. But going back to LinkedIn, that's where you can build your true connections. Those are where your decision makers are. But I know Mike, Rick, Ray, and myself, including you, Russ, we built our community first in person. And kind of going by what Mary, you were saying, is in-person community building, which will then lead to that digital community and assist you with having a larger reach, because people already trust and know you and like you. And so they're going to share you on social media because they know you from in-person events.
Right. Yeah. And I think that is vitally important. I think that, we've been talking a lot about local community. In fact, we just started a new live stream. I don't know if y'all know, but we have the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. Well, now we have the Experience Local Live with Russ and Scott we're doing, which is broadcasting on radio here in the local area as well. And it's been great because what it's all about is, yes, global community is amazing, but we can't look past our local community because that's our bread and butter a lot of times. They're the people right around us, plus the people that we need to support. Great to support our local economy and our local community and just our local friends as we grow and expand around that. And that is, I think, always really, really vitally important. And Cammie, you have done that, and talk about taking it on yourself in Houston. Tell everybody about what you did.
Yeah. So your story is almost exactly like mine. It's kind of funny because I moved here into Houston in 2008, and I didn't really know anyone here. At the time, I only had one friend that I knew really, really well, and it was on, at that time, Twitter, because Twitter was a little bit more, popping around that time. And met with her for lunch, and we started talking. She introduced me to my friend Jennifer Tejada, and then we decided to start Social Media Breakfast of Houston. And in May, we are celebrating 15 years of running Social Media Breakfast of Houston. So I'm really, really excited about that. In fact, tomorrow morning, we are doing a live stream tomorrow morning at 8:30 Central Time, if you guys are up for it. But that is all about brand. My guests tomorrow are about how you brand yourself inside of your company if you're a worker. So I think that's really interesting too. Like, how do you brand yourself inside? And so we are getting a magnificent duo from Ask Your Work Wife podcast, and they're going to be there talking about how they've branded themselves. But that's really the thing, right? Is you have to have a thing. So they have their podcast. I had Social Media Breakfast. Russ has his many live streams. We were talking about that the other day. His many live streams and his local stuff. You know, Mary, you were talking about what you started with. So I'm just saying, having that little that thing that you're giving back to the community every single month or weekly or whatever you do it on, whatever, you know, projection. I call it your visibility content or your visibility opportunity. And that helps you with your visibility. But what works best is when you use that to help other people grow their visibility. So that's the key. It can't be about you and making you like kind of blossom. It has to be about the community. And then guess what? The community feeds into you. They lift you up just as a natural part of it. But if you start from you and trying to like get seen and heard, generally what happens is people just kind of turn you off. It sort of is a problem. So I love the community building aspect, Russ. That's what I love.
Yeah. Well, you know, and that's so true because, you know, just like Zig Ziglar says, I think I said before, you build the people, meaning lift up, engage, build people around you, help them, give to others. They will then in turn give back. The best way, if you want to grow on a platform, is just engage with other people's content, jump in there, make other people feel like you care about them. And I mean, truly do care about them. Don't just fake it. I mean, you should, but the whole idea is showing people that you care about them. Just like we started, Scott and I, about 2 or 3 Thanksgivings ago. I can't remember, the hashtag 1000 thanks movement. And it was to remind everybody how thankful we are for them and remind us how thankful we are for other people. And so every time on social media, we were encouraging people, and it just blew up, putting hashtag 1000 thanks. So we still have that going to this day because I think it's important to remember to thank people. And Mike, you know, for the first time we met, which has just been recently, you are just an amazing individual. And I can just tell by the big smile you have on your face all the time that you are all about connecting with people. Tell us a little bit more about how you're approaching this community and branding.
Well, thank you. First off, I've often said that smile is good marketing. And so I'll just continue to keep that. You know, for me, I almost live by that cliche that you'll never beat me because I want you to win more than you want to win. And I celebrate that. So a lot of the times, I mean, technically there's competitors, you know, in this group, but I have been around long enough that I've coached a lot of people and helped build them and help them build their business and give advice, all the same ways that I would love to have had the exact same thing when I was coming up. I mean, we need more people to come together to grow. There's never a lack of business out there. There's people everywhere that need our help. And so that's, I kind of look at it as it's co-opetition and collaboration and partnerships is how you're going to grow your business. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's really just being authentic and showing up and helping.
Absolutely. No, I mean, that is great because that is so true. In fact, I have said from the get-go, when I started live streaming, and I think Cammie, you and I have had this conversation, and probably Mary, you and I have also, and people would say, why in the world do you have a bunch of coaches and live streamers on when that's what you're doing? Isn't that your competition? I'm like, no, I said, you know what? That is what makes me better. I think we rise together by me supporting them and learning from them. I learned so much from all of you. It means so much to me. From the get-go, I used to watch Cammie because I had no idea what I was doing live streaming, and she was already doing it. And so you learn from other people and what they're doing. And so then you hone it down to you're getting yourself out there, you're collaborating with other people, but you really got to make sure you have the right message, right, Rick?
Yeah, it's true. Part of what we're doing a lot is talking to small businesses about their right messaging. And Mike and I actually, we partner on a lot of stuff now, which is kind of fun. And he's been a guru for many years with his own business with 5 Marketing. And so as he was doing that, transitioning to Height, you know, we collaborated on some different things. And we are all about collaboration over competition for the local Oregon legacy builders. And, you know, when I started, there was a small group of people that were all kind of doing marketing. And like Kara and I were like blocks away from each other, basically in the same region, and had her daughter even at our school and stuff. And it was really cool because I was like, wow, you guys are doing cool stuff. And so we were doing things back and forth. But the biggest thing that I notice a lot right now is if their messaging is bad and their messaging doesn't make sense, then it's a lot harder to tell their story. So being able to see that on the website, being able to see that on Instagram, being able to see that when they're in person, if somebody says, hey, what do you do? So I do a lot of thumb mic interviews where I say, so what's your name and what do you do? And I literally have done that like so many times this last year, and just being able to hear people tell their story. And we do it in one take. We don't do scripted things. It's all authentic. And that's the real story. When people hear your authentic story, it gets out to the public way better.
Well, and Ray, I'm going to let you jump in and tell me what you think about, Rick just mentioned different avenues to do this to get your message out. But does everybody have to do it exactly the same way? Did I lose you, Ray? Ah, they froze. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, there he is. No, there
I
he
hope
is.
you're still
Ray.
here. Are you still here, us?
Oh, yeah. Did you hear me, Ray?
Live. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think I heard the question of you don't have to do everything the same way. Is that correct?
Right. Yes. Exactly.
100%. I mean, that's the unique ability that we all live as human beings, that we all have our own stories, we all have our own styles. And part of what we talked about, which I love, is that the community aspects help bridges the gaps for people to get to know each other. And when we get able to show that online, it shows other people that they could be their authentic selves too. So why not show that creativity and show that unique ability, the way that you see the world, the lens that you have, and not only display it side by side, face to face, but also display that on these social media platforms to create more of a connection with the people around you and show people, hey, I can do that too, and build a better relationship, a better community that way as well.
Yeah. And kind of touching on that too, I think the reason why people really want to hear those stories is because everything in human culture is storytelling. Ever since, the beginning of humankind, we are always telling stories around the fire and sharing those things. So I love telling stories. I love the idea of saying that to my kids every night. And then the thumb mic started when I was like in third grade. We're just interviewing each other like, hey, what do you like for pizza? And they're like, pineapple. And people are like, gross, pineapple. So, but it was just a low budget type of thing to be able to get something funny. And so as we tell the community now, it's like, what do they want to be a part of? They want to be a part of community. They want to engage. Networking is great, and going to networking events are fun. But like now people just want to hear about it, and they want to sit in the comfort in their, their homes or, their cozies and whatever they want to do. So now, we have it online. So that's where we're hitting the people, and that's where we want to be able to see them.
Well, that's what I really love most about working out of my home is my cozies. So I can pretty much have whatever comfortable on I want.
You've got slippers on, right? Who has slippers on underneath?
Most of the time I have pajamas on.
Wait, I've got the best.
Look at that. Look
You're right,
at that.
Ewan.
I have high heels on.
Oh no.
Well, what's interesting, I love what you guys said, and I want to accentuate this, and that is, as we're all getting cozy together, I want to say that the uniqueness of each individual, the authentic self that we put forward, is our brand and what differentiates us. Because so many people say to me, well, there's so many coaches, there's so many live streamers, there's so many social media people. What differentiates me? And I'm like, you differentiate you. You are unique, and you are somebody that many people would like to work with, maybe better than me, maybe better than somebody else. We all are good for somebody. And Kristine, I think that is, as we're building community and we're reaching out to people, we need to show them who we really are. The best advice I got with my website from a good friend when I first put it up, get a video of you right on the top, so people have a flavor. Who is Russ? What are you all about? They get to see you in a short little video, and those kind of things get us out there. What do you think about that?
Totally agree. 100% agree. It's all about who we are, and we are all unique. So even if we do the same, we all have superpowers, and how we apply them absolutely makes a difference in how we show up and how we're able to help others. So I'm all about that. And you know what I love about you, besides having a video, and I must say my website is not up to date. It was actually built at another time for another target market, but it's coming. I'm actually rebranding. And what I love about you, back to this, is especially if we're a service business, people remember us as our name. Yeah. So I have a business name, but I'm actually changing my business name to Kristine Bell, because small businesses remember me by name. They don't remember my business name at all. So that's what's coming, is the rebrand into Kristine Bell. And that took some guts, though. I will say this, because When I started my business, I didn't have much self-worth. I was a bit lost and I was burned out, didn't know what was going on. And I've been on this personal development journey. And for me to step into my brand and my name is actually quite a big thing, because this is me presenting me now. I'm not hiding away anymore. And I think it takes a little bit of personal development for many people to truly step in their authenticity and truly step into their superpowers and truly owning who they are in a way that's relevant to others, because it's not just about us. It's also about the people we want to help and service. How do we align with them? That's an energetic exchange, yeah? And we are all energies. Even on Zoom, we can feel each other's energies. And I'm getting lifted up here because I see Mike smiling. I see everyone, working together and co-creating together. And I love that. It builds me. It makes me excited. I'll walk away Friday afternoon feeling energized by this.
Yeah, exactly. And it definitely energizes me to get all of you here, because I love people. And, I was thinking, Mary, that a lot of times people have a different philosophy. When I first started, my book, somebody said, yeah, I don't know about putting your picture on the book. Yeah, I don't know about doing this or that. And I'm thinking, but you do understand that it's all about, I am my brand. I am what people are buying and actually working with. And so that's the reason russhedge.com, my picture on things, those kind of things, because it is about me and what I'm doing. And, an old boss that I had used to love giving me a hard time. We were good friends. And he'd always say, Russ, it's not all about you. When you're out there. And I said, well, actually, it is kind of all about me, because if they hate me, they hate your company, because I am the representing your company. So you really need to build that know, like, and trust factor. And that is a personal thing, right, Mary?
Yeah, I just want to say, Kristine, where'd you go? High five. Like, it is putting yourself out there when you name your business is named after you. From the get-go, mine's been Mary Fain Brandt Coaching and Consulting. Now, if you're looking to grow your business and maybe sell an agency, that might not be the right plan for you, right? Because then the business is attached to your face. But if you are a solopreneur not looking to build an agency that you're going to eventually sell, people remember me. This is my third business name, my third business. And the first one, nobody remembered it. I couldn't remember it half the time, right? We overcomplicate things. So good job. I'm proud of you. I'm going through a rebranding too, but keeping my name. Because people do remember me. I am the relatable part. So Russ, what you're saying is people do business with people they know, like, and trust. We have to be relatable. Why wouldn't you have your picture on the book? Why wouldn't you have a video on your website? That's another touch point. That's another way for people to see who you are. And we can't just read about someone and know them. Like, we have to hear their voice, right? We have to see them. We have to read about them. People absorb information and process it in different manners. And so we need to make sure that we are providing information on all those different channels so that we can become more relatable to our audience. Now, you guys can tell I talk with my hands. I'm very joyful, energetic. I'm not shy to the camera. I am far from perfect, though. And when I started, I was scared to death of video because I was afraid I didn't sound professional enough. Guess what? My brand isn't about being professional. My brand is energetic. I get you outside your box. I increase your confidence. Women are like, wow, I can use my voice on LinkedIn. I'm like, you sure can? Let's share that story about how you were a rock groupie, a rock star groupie at a concert. And, let's share the stories that make us human and how those paths and the paths that you took in your past has led you to where you're at today.
Yeah, exactly. And,
Really
I think what's important too, that we're talking about as we're putting our unique self out there, Kara, there's so many people that are always shooting all over us, right? I mean, we should all over ourselves. You should do this, you should do that. And when I first started live streaming, everybody shooted all over me as far as how to monetize my live stream, because I told them I'm going to monetize my live stream. And they said, well, this is what you got to do. And I smiled and I said, great. And they said, what do you think? And I said, well, I've already done it. And they said, what do you mean you've already done it? You didn't listen to all my advice? I said, no, I've already done it. And they said, well, how? I said, well, they said, how big is your audience? How did you do that? I said, well, it's 2 people, me and my wife. We're my audience at the moment. And they said, and you monetize it already? I said, yeah. How did you do that? I was dumb enough to think I could just do it. and then people would support me and I would go forward, and I didn't have to do it in a cookie cutter way like everybody else did. My point of that is it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's branding and whether whatever your business is, you don't have to do it like everybody else, because I think, Kara, the unique part of you is what makes all the difference.
So true. And I'm going to go back really quick about being your authentic self and, sharing your voice. I actually had somebody tell me, oh, but your voice is really high pitched. I'm like, that's who I am. So what you see, what you hear is what you're going to get. And right. I'm not going to change who I am as an individual. That's me on my high horse about our authentic self. But so kind of going along what you're talking about on the I should have done this, should have done that, or people telling you what to do. When I started KC Creative, everybody's like, oh, you should follow this influencer. Do you know this person? Do you know this person? Do you know this person? Well, I started following them all. And then it actually hurt my self-esteem. It made me have imposter syndrome set in, because I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are incredible. I can't do this. So I stopped following pretty much all the major influencers in the social media marketing world to this day. And that was like 2.5 years ago. And I just beat to my own drum and do my own thing. And actually, it helps me as an individual to not pay attention to what my competition is doing, not pay attention to what my competition is doing in pricing. Like, I'm satisfied with my pricing. I know I'm on the higher end, and I'm okay with that, because I am now comfortable with who I am and the services that I offer and who I offer it to. And that's what I'm proud of. And I am 100% chill with just me doing the things I want to do my way.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, you did it your way. You want to sing that song for us today? A former Miss Oregon competitor there, Kara.
Yeah.
So anyway, hidden talents. But Mike, I think what's important, that even though you guys do social media and things like that, does everybody have to spend all day on Facebook to get their branding out there?
Well, because we also do advertising on Facebook, yes, please spend all day on there. Just kidding. No, and in fact, I think that's probably the trap that most people fall into, and I use it as well when I'm wasting time and I'm like, oh, I've got to be on here for work. Get in there, do what you need to do, and get out, because comparison is the thief of joy. And I lived that way for a really long time. I've been doing this in some capacity for over 20 years, and I'm just now launching a personal brand. Just now doing all those pieces that I need to in order to stand out, because you know what? When you compare yourself to people and you want things to be perfect, you don't take action. And that's the biggest thing, is just do something.
Yeah.
I
totally agree. Yeah, so good, so good. And Rick, pick that up. We're just on mute.
We're good. So I think that, one of the things that like Mike and I talked about is like, we can't be everywhere at once. And so in order to duplicate yourself, one of the ways to do that is by finding other people who are passionate about what you're doing, and then they're telling your story for you while you're out doing stuff. And so like me, I'm a full-time school teacher. I also own a business, and then I also own another business. So like for me, it's like, I can't do everything myself. And I have 4 kids and a wife that want to be able to share my time, and they're jealous of my time too. So for us, as you're thinking about building your own brand, one of the ways to do that is connect with people, allow them to be able to say, hey, here's who I got to hang out with. This is the different things that I love about them. And then as they go out into the community, they're sharing your story for you, and you become dinner time conversation, and you never even told the story to that person, but they're doing it for you. So I just think that as you share stuff on social media, that's one of the avenues. You duplicate yourself, allow yourself to delegate the work so that you're not doing everything. Being on social media is great, but at the same time, we should all be living our actual lives. And so, yeah.
Exactly. Ray, pick that up.
Well, I am just grateful that, again, we get to do this because that's a lot of what relationships and community is all about, right? It's having, like, yes, we have our online presence, we have a way that we want to show up there, but hopefully it transitions to do more things in person or more connected in a way that is authentic. Again, another theme that's been brought up into this whole live stream. So I'm just very appreciative that I have that mentality. And I love, Kara, what you said about being able to craft your own space or your own online consumption to make it make sense for you. Like, there's so many voices out there, but it's hard to find your voice if you're listening and thinking about other people's voices too. So blocking out the noise and really honing in for a season or being able to shift that around can help you show up well online and be true, authentic to you and not a replication of somebody else.
Exactly. And I think while we're doing all of this branding, we need to think that really what we need to be is the best us that we can be. I need to be the best Russ that I can be. Mary needs to be the best Mary she can be. And so with that, we're going to go our last round here. And what I want each one of you to do is just give me your wrap-up comments and your gold nugget of the day. And then how do people get in touch with you? And Kristine, we're going to start with you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Well, I'll pick up on what some of the guys just said. You know, it's not about being perfect. It's about being you and finding your confidence in who you are, which Mary talked about as well. And I'm on that journey. And with that, I will say we keep evolving. Yeah, brand is not static. It is something that keeps evolving. I never recommend that it should completely change and pivot overnight several times. Sometimes it has to, but most often we should just have a strategy and keep evolving that with how we evolve and how we grow as human beings as well, yeah? And bring that to the table. So my videos are definitely not perfect, and I don't want them to be. And I have so many people reach out to me saying, we can do all these things with them. I'm like, no, thank you. So that's my gold nugget for today. I'm Kristine Bell. You can find me on LinkedIn. This is where I spend most of my time. Kristine Bell. I think that's just find me. I think you put the link in there, and that's probably the best way to reach me, and just DM me or connect with me, and let's get together and chat.
All right. Well, that information magically appeared below you as you were talking. All of that is clickable, and you guys really, I want to encourage everybody. You need to engage and connect with these people that have so much value and great experience and expertise to share with all of you. So there we go. We're going to jump to number 2. Mary, you're up.
Okay, so be authentic. Everyone else is taken, so be yourself. Be proud of who you are. Squeaky high voices, hair that goes everywhere. We don't have to be perfect. Done is better than perfect. I tell this to my clients all the time. Perfect doesn't exist. If we all waited for perfect, none of us would have businesses or families, probably. Let's be real, right? So just get out there and start building your brand. And I want people to remember that your brand is not your assets. Logos and colors and font, those are assets in your brand that you use. Your brand is what do you want to be known for? Community, connection, and my love of coffee. So that is my brand. Mary Fain Brandt. Again, LinkedIn is my playground of choice to hang out. I'd love to connect with anyone out there that wants to connect and grow our networks together and support each other. And anyone who's interested in AI, who was it on the call? Oh, she left. I love talking about AI and learning more about it and how we use it ethically and responsibly.
Yes, that is so good and so awesome. And yeah, Cammie is always blessing me with her time before she has to scoot off to practice at church on Thursday night. So it's such a blessing she jumped in. And, I love that, Mary. We've talked about this before. My favorite phrase is good and done is better than perfect and not done. So many people trying to get things perfect and they're never getting them done. So good and done is better than perfect and not done. All right, Kara, you're up next.
Perfect. I just say ditto, ditto, ditto. And I posted today, just have fun. My post was a little more blunt. I said, stop posting boring content, but just have fun and be yourself. And I ended that post with a quote that I absolutely love. Why fit in when you were born to stand out, by Dr. Seuss.
Love that.
So that's my little nugget. I hang out mostly. I hang out everywhere, but I love to play in Instagram the most. So that's where you can hang out with me. But I am on all the platforms every single day, which I think will be dropped in below there soon enough. But yeah, this was a great afternoon.
All right. And there it is. I've got all your information. I get the right K word there. And there is all Kara's information. And again, all clickable, everybody. And I just highly encourage you continue to connect, build community. Mike, you are next up.
And thank goodness I don't have to go behind Rick and Ray, because there's already been so many amazing pieces of advice to be given. I think, one of the things that my mom said to me a long time ago, that I'm probably going to do everything the hard way. And she was right. I've done it all. So biggest piece of advice is find a group of people that can help propel you forward. They are your amplifiers and your cheerleaders. And that can be right here in these lives, but it also can be in your local community. So get out there and don't hide and show up. That's my advice. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm probably more active on Facebook, but I will be there. I'll check my comments.
That's so good. Well, however you choose to connect with Mike, please do that, everybody. And Rick and Ray, you're up last.
Yeah, once again, thanks for letting me crash. This has been a really fun hour of connecting with you all. One of the mottos I love to say is community is the solution. And so being able to be in community, be in relationships with people around you, and finding opportunities to show your authentic self in those spaces and get to know the people and their true authentic selves as well is beautiful. And it's one of those things where we want to provide that not only in person, but online as well, as we create our brand and showcase our brand as well. At Ray Devante on all social media platforms, you can find me. I love to play on Instagram, but I'm finding more opportunities to be on LinkedIn too. And we'll love to connect with you all there as well.
Yeah. For me, I was just going to say, before we had started this, he was telling me about, I love being a part of, being on a board or being a part of a community and different things like that. We all have little communities. We can't be a part of every single community. So find the one community that that you're a part of authentically. And then actually don't just put yourself into places thinking that I need an audience. I need people to listen to me, because honestly, at that point, you're just doing it for yourself. So do it for others, do it for your community, be a part of something to be able to see that strengthen and grow. And that's what I would recommend as you're kind of building your brand. So for me, you can find me at Rick Saffeels or at Small Business Growth Mindset on Instagram. I do all the other platforms and stuff, but Instagram's our main thing. And so, both of us also have a book that we're doing. So if you find us either on Amazon, you can find our books. Mine is Quintelify again, and his is Advocacy in Action. So, yeah.
Awesome. Boy, I tell you, that is the great thing about technology and all the things that we have at our fingertips today. Being able to write books and get content out there is so much easier than it was years ago. The processes, and people need to realize, take advantage of that. Come and connect with this group of people and learn what they're doing so that you can adapt it for what works good for you. And I think that's what we all agree on. When it comes to you or your brand, it's great to learn from amazing people like this amazing panel, but you need to do it your own way. You need to do what works for you and not be copying. You don't need to be Ray or Rick or Mary or Mike or Kara or Kristine. You need, or we miss Cammie. You need to be you and what really works for you. And I want to encourage everybody to do that today. And I want to thank all of you, this amazing panel. Man, I tell you, you've made this so much fun for me. I appreciate you all being here. Just to make it easy for myself so I don't have to knock you all out of the room before we go, I'm just going to say goodbye while you're on the screen. And I just want to tell everybody we're here every Thursday for your listening, view, and pleasure, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I just love this. We always bring Russ Reels Live as a panel-driven, topic-driven show. We always have amazing topics and amazing panels. And next week is actually an amazing show with a group of one of the books that I collaborated and wrote recently. So you're going to want to check that out next Thursday. But until then, I just want to let you all know, I hope you have an amazing life, an amazing rest of your week. And until we see you again, have a good one. Everybody wave. All right. See you, everybody. Bye-bye.